Today we're going to review Meta's fourth quarter 2024 earnings call. But first, a disclaimer. The content provided here has been generated by an artificial intelligence model and is intended for informational, entertainment, or educational purposes only. While the AI strives to provide accurate and helpful information, the content may not always reflect the latest research, legal standards, or expert advice. The content does not constitute as professional or any other kind of investment advice, including but not limited to one that takes into account the special needs and situation of each person. The information presented may contain errors and may be subject to market changes and other changes. Users are encouraged to verify any information and consult appropriate professionals for specific advice or concerns. The creators and providers of this AI do not assume any liability for any actions taken based on the content provided. To listen to the actual conference call, you can go to the company's website or find a transcript in Seeking Alpha. Link to Seeking Alpha can be found in the description of this video.
Okay, so Meta's making some huge moves this year. Like their goal to have 1 billion people using their personalized AI assistant, Meta AI, by the end of 2025.
Yeah, that's incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
But, maybe not out of reach when you think about it. We are talking about the company behind Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Those platforms have a combined daily user base of over 3.3 billion people.
Yeah.
And from what we're seeing in their Q4 2024 earnings call transcript, they're really serious about this. Like they're pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into AI infrastructure.
That's right. And this isn't some tiny startup trying to make headlines. Meta has the resources to actually maybe pull this off.
Yeah.
So today we're going to take a deep dive into their plans for 2025 using that earnings call transcript as our roadmap. We'll try to figure out what they're focusing on and what it could mean for all of us.
Think of this deep dive as like a guide to understanding Meta's vision for the future, where they see the biggest opportunities and how they plan to grab them.
Okay, so let's start with this whole Meta AI assistant thing. Mark Zuckerberg really seems to believe that the future of AI is, it's personalized. It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all approach. People will have choices in how their AI works.
Right.
He's even hinted at some, fun surprises coming later this year and how people can customize their AI experience.
It's interesting because Meta AI already has a really big user base, like over 700 million monthly active users, which is more than any other AI assistant out there.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, and they're going beyond just basic functionality. They're using data from your Facebook and Instagram activity to personalize the AI's responses, like tailoring those responses to your preferences.
So it's not just like asking your AI for the weather or to set a reminder. It's more about it understanding what you like, what you find funny, even what kind of content you're interested in.
Exactly, yeah. Creating a totally unique experience for each user, making the AI feel less like a tool and more like an extension of themselves.
Now let's talk about Llama 4. Zuckerberg has this grand vision of making it the leading open source AI model.
Yeah.
He's talking about it being multimodal. So it can work with text, images, videos, and even, agentic. Like it can take actions, complete tasks. We even know the mini version of Llama 4 has already finished pre-training.
Oh, wow.
They're moving fast.
It seems like he wants to make Llama like the Android of the AI world. How Android being open source led to all these people using it,
right.
A whole ecosystem of apps and devices. He's probably hoping to do the same thing with Llama. Make Meta's technology the foundation of the entire AI landscape.
But isn't there some risk in giving away your technology like that? I mean, doesn't that give competitors like China's DeepSeek a chance to catch up or even surpass Meta?
Oh, there are definitely risks.
Yeah.
Open sourcing Llama could expose it to security problems or even allow competitors to, build on Meta's work without contributing anything back. But Zuckerberg seems to think the benefits, like fostering innovation and driving down costs by establishing an open standard, outweigh those risks. He even mentioned national security concerns, suggesting that a dominant open source model could be like a counterweight to AI developed by, countries like China.
So it's a calculated risk.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if it pays off.
Definitely.
Okay, get ready for this next one. Zuckerberg predicts that by 2025, Meta will have AI engineer agents that are as skilled as mid-level human engineers.
Wow.
That's a mind-blowing statement.
Yeah, it is bold. It's really important to remember that this technology is still super early. While it could revolutionize how we develop software, even lead to AI systems that can design and build other AI systems, it's probably not going to be something we see in consumer products anytime soon.
Right.
The first focus is going to be on improving Meta's internal research and development.
So it's AI assisting humans,
Yeah.
not replacing them just yet.
For now, yeah. But can you imagine the possibilities? if they can actually reach human-level engineering skills, it could totally change how fast we develop new technology
Oh, sure.
and open up totally new areas of innovation.
Okay, next, let's talk about those Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses. Zuckerberg is really excited about glasses as the perfect platform for AI, this idea that they can seamlessly integrate an AI assistant into our daily lives. He talked about a potential for hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of users. That's wild compared to most, like, breakout consumer electronics, which sell maybe 5 to 10 million units by their third generation.
That's what's so interesting about it. He's imagining a future where these AI glasses are everywhere, like smartphones are now.
Right.
And while the first version of the glasses is done okay, 2025 is going to be the year that tells us if this vision is going to happen.
Yeah, it's one thing to have a cool gadget.
Yeah.
It's a whole other thing to get millions of people to wear it every day.
Right. And there are so many questions. How will the glasses handle privacy? How will they be powered? And, you know, maybe most importantly, what are those killer apps that are going to make people actually want to wear them all the time?
Speaking of seamless integration, Zuckerberg sees these glasses being powered by, these increasingly sophisticated AI agents. Imagine your AI glasses giving you real-time information about your surroundings, helping you with complicated tasks, or even translating languages as you're talking to someone.
It's an amazing vision.
Yeah.
But making it real depends on whether Meta can overcome all those technical challenges, address people's concerns, and create those really compelling experiences that make AI glasses indispensable.
Okay, so they have this big push into AI, but Meta's not just doing one thing.
Right.
They've got other plans for 2025. We're talking about continued growth of Reels, making Threads the discussion platform, which, by the way, already has over 320 million monthly active users.
Wow.
And like a renewed focus on Facebook's cultural impact. Remember Zuckerberg's comment about back to OG Facebook?
Yes. That one really stood out. It seems like he wants to reestablish Facebook as the place where cultural conversations happen and trends start, even if it might hurt their business in the short term. And then there's the metaverse. Quest and Horizon are growing steadily.
Yeah.
And 2025 will probably give us a clearer picture of how that project's going.
So they're juggling a lot.
They are.
From pushing the limits of AI to breathing new life into their existing platforms.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how they're going to pay for all of this.
Well, it seems like they're taking a two-pronged approach. First, they're optimizing ad placement within, organic content, especially on platforms like video where they haven't been making as much money. And second, they're working on making their ads work better, things like their Andromeda AI ranking system and Advantage Plus automated campaigns.
And what about ads on Threads? That seems like it could be really profitable.
They are starting to test ads on Threads this quarter, but they're being careful. They said they want a gradual rollout so they don't mess up the user experience. So it's probably not going to be a major moneymaker in 2025.
Gotcha. Let's talk about this custom MTIA chip they're developing.
Okay.
Will that actually make a difference in, cost efficiency?
It's definitely a big part of their plan. Right now, MTIA is being used for things like ranking and recommendations, but they're planning to use it for training workloads next year. What's interesting is they're not just betting on their own chip, they're also keeping partnerships with other chip makers.
So they're keeping their options open.
Exactly.
As the AI world changes.
Yeah, they're trying to stay flexible while going after their goals. It's tricky.
It is.
It's a balancing act.
It's clear Meta is betting big on the future, and there's a lot riding on it.
Yeah, those bets could completely change how we live, work, and connect with each other.
Well, we've just started to uncover Meta's plans for 2025. We have a lot more to dig into.
We just went over some of the key things Meta's focused on, but what really jumped out at me in that earnings call was Zuckerberg talking about intensity.
Oh.
He kept saying that 2025 is like make or break. They only have 48 weeks to get everything right.
Yeah.
You can really feel that urgency.
Yeah, like they're in a race.
Yeah.
But isn't that always the way in tech?
I mean, it's true, but this time it feels different.
Okay.
Meta has competition everywhere. You've got TikTok that's always changing.
Right.
And they need to keep Reels and Threads growing. And then in AI, it's not just Google and OpenAI they're up against.
Yeah.
It's also these newer companies like DeepSeek.
It's almost like they're trying to be everything.
Yeah.
The top social media platform, the biggest in AI, the leader in the metaverse.
It's a lot.
Can they actually do all of that?
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And it's not just about users.
Yeah.
Right? They also need to attract the best people.
The talent?
Yeah, the talent and all the resources in this crazy competitive market.
Yeah.
Everyone wants AI experts. That demand is huge. And Meta needs those people if they want to achieve all of their goals.
It's interesting. With all this talk about the future, Zuckerberg keeps going back to how important OG Facebook is and its influence on culture. It's like he's clinging to the past while also running towards the future.
I see what you mean. There's definitely this tension.
Yeah.
On one hand, they have to explore new things, like the metaverse.
Right.
But they can't forget about Facebook and Instagram. Those platforms still have billions of users.
Yeah, and that's where the money comes from.
Exactly.
Which leads us to the whole question of how they're going to make money. They talked about optimizing ads, improving performance through AI, and slowly adding ads to threads. But it sounds like a really delicate balance. Make as much money as possible without annoying users or getting into trouble with regulators.
Absolutely. They have to be really careful. Privacy is a big deal.
Right.
And one wrong move could cause a lot of problems. It's a tough situation.
And it's not just about ads and user data. Right.
Zuckerberg also mentioned wanting a new relationship with governments this year, especially in the U.S. Do you think he's realizing they need to work more with the government?
Yeah.
Maybe even compromise on things like content moderation and antitrust?
It's hard to say for sure, but it does seem like he's trying to, make peace after years of fighting and scrutiny.
Yeah.
He's probably acknowledging that Meta can't do everything alone. They need the government's help, especially when it comes to all the rules around AI.
Okay, so zooming in a bit, what are some of the specifics they're working on? They seem really into video, both on Instagram and Facebook.
Right?
They talked about helping creators, making it easier to connect with people over videos, and showing more original content and recommendations. Is this a way to get back to that early Facebook feel, where sharing and discovery were the most important things?
It seems like it. They're also improving Threads' recommendation system to focus on new posts,
Okay.
showcasing stuff from the best creators, and making sure people see more from the accounts they follow. So they really want Threads to be the place for real-time conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And with Meta AI already having over 700 million monthly users, it seems like people are into it.
Yeah.
They're using it for everything. Finding information, getting support when they're feeling down, just chatting, even for fun. It's becoming a really versatile tool.
What's really interesting is how they're personalizing it.
Yeah.
It's not just using your past searches to get better. It's also taking into account the stuff you interact with on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, they're building an AI that knows you better than you know yourself.
Which takes us back to their vision of personalized AI,
Right.
where everyone has an assistant tailored to them.
Exactly. And that brings up some pretty big questions.
For sure.
How will this level of personalization change the way we interact with technology and with each other? Will it make our lives better, or will it just create more division and echo chambers?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not just about Meta's future.
It's about all of us.
It's about the future of society.
Exactly. And as we dig deeper into Meta's plans for 2025, we have to remember that.
Okay, so far we've talked about Meta's goals, who they're up against, and how they're trying to balance doing new things with being responsible.
Right.
But there's still more to explore. We've really gone deep on Meta's plans for 2025, haven't we? Like the impact they could have on tech and, well, on everyone.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that they're doing a lot, investing a ton in the platforms they already have and in new tech, kind of like hedging their bets on different futures.
Yeah, it's not all about AI or the metaverse, is it? They also want to make their social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram feel fresh again and have more influence on, culture. That's a pretty big goal.
It is, and it's not without risk. Spreading themselves so thin across so many projects could make them vulnerable to, those competitors that are only focusing on one specific thing.
I see what you mean. It's like trying to be good at everything,
Yeah,
but maybe not becoming a master of anything.
exactly. And that choice to make Llama open source, that's a really interesting one. It could definitely lead to some cool innovations in AI and make the tech more accessible.
Yeah, I mean, anyone can use it.
Right. But it also lets competitors build on Meta's work. They're basically giving it away
Yeah.
and betting that making it an open standard will be worth the risk of competition. It's a big gamble, but it could pay off big time.
And speaking of big gambles, their prediction about AI engineer agents being as good as mid-level human engineers by 2025 is huge.
Yeah.
If they can actually do it, it would completely change how we make software. But it also makes you think, what happens to human engineers then?
Right. And what about the ethics of AI building other AI?
Yeah.
It's kind of scary. On one hand, it could lead to amazing new things being created really quickly. But on the other, it could mean people lose their jobs and make the world even more unfair. Meta and everyone really needs to think about the consequences of this tech before it gets too powerful.
So it's not just about technology itself, it's about how it affects society and what's right and wrong.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to, the everyday person. What does all this mean for their lives, their future?
Yeah, for all of us.
All the progress Meta's making in AI, the metaverse, their plans for social media, all of it could change almost everything about how we live, how we work, how we talk to each other, how we get information and entertainment. We're right on the edge of a tech revolution.
And Meta wants to lead it.
Yeah,
That's pretty exciting and a little scary, right?
it is. It is. We've seen how technology can bring people together or tear them apart, give us power or take advantage of us.
Yeah.
It's not good or bad by itself. It's how we use it that matters.
Exactly. And as users, I think we have a responsibility to be informed, to ask the tough questions,
Hmm.
and demand that this tech is made and used in a way that's ethical and responsible. We can't just sit back and accept whatever these big companies give us. We have to be part of shaping the future we want.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're not just consuming this tech, you're part of this digital world. Every choice you make, every action you take, it shapes where technology goes and how it affects society.
So the next time you're on your phone, your computer, scrolling through social media, remember, you're not just a user. You're a citizen in this digital world.
Yeah. And maybe as you think about Meta's plans for 2025, ask yourself, what kind of future do you want? How do you want technology to be a part of your life and the world? And what can you do to make sure technology helps humanity instead of the other way around?
Those are some great questions to think about. And that's what we're all about here on the Deep Dive, giving you the knowledge and insights you need to navigate this crazy, fast-changing world. Thanks for joining us on this journey. See you next time.